Very good evening to all that have come in here for this beautiful satsang. We will start today's evening with our invocation. Over to you, Parvati. Parvati ji, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Hari Om.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Bhagavan tvadiya sharane shraddhanata namamah. Bhagavan tvadiya sharane shraddhanata namamah. Shraddhanata namamah. Shraddhanata namamah. Sarvasya asya jagatah utpadakatvamiva lokasya asya mahatah sampalakatvamiva nidhinachakena ishah Bhagavan tvamarchayamah. Bhagavan tvamarchayamah. Bhagavan tvadiya sharane shraddhanata namamah. Shakti sadacha bhakti सर्वेषु संप्रदेय शक्ति सदा च भक्तिः सर्वेषु संप्रदेय वैरं विधूय मानसः कुमतिस्ततापमेय एकत्र येन प्रीत्यः सर्वे वयं वसामः एकत्र येन प्रीत्यः सर्वे वयं वसामः सर्वे वयं वसामः भगवन् त्वदीय शरणे श्रद्धानता नमामः श्रद्धानता नमामः श्रद्धानता नमामः श्रद्धानता नमामः हरि ओम.
Thank you so much, Parvati ji. So welcome all. We have a wonderful evening with Swami Mitrananda ji, this resident spiritual mentor at Chinmaya Mission, Chennai. As we all know, he's a visionary leader and a great tutor, daring adventurer, and a vibrant speaker. And blessed to be under the tutelage of Pujya Gurudev, Swamiji himself has been with the Chinmaya Yoga Kendra and also has been the national director of the All India Chinmaya Yoga Kendra. And he has masterminded many national projects, be it the Youth Empowerment Program or Awakening Indians to India. He's helped transform many Indians. And his unbridled energy and enterprise attracts youth and people from all walks of life. A master who speaks the language of the youth as well as the lofty ideals of Hinduism. He has been a great blend of innovation and creativity, and we are going to see that over the next 3 days with a wonderful work called the Amṛtabindu Upaniṣad. Over to you, Swami.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, Swami.
Volume is fine, Anand?
Fine, Swami.
Samasta jana kalyane niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam satgurum brahmavitvaram. Salutations to everybody. A student went to a teacher to learn Upanishad. When he went there, and this man, the student being of this age, very, very active and busy. So he told the teacher, listen, I am good in multitasking. Okay. And I'm a fast learner. So you please teach me Upanishads, and I'll be multitasking and listening to you. This is what the student said. Now, to learn Upanishads, you are good in multitasking. What use is it? So the teacher also was quite a witty person. He understood what the student is talking about. And he said, okay, you're good at multitasking? Yes, yes, I'm very good. Then I'll tell you something to do. First do that. Let us see how well you do it. And then you can take up other things, and I'll consider teaching you Upanishads. He said, go ahead, multitasking. Sit down and shut up. Just two things you do. Sit down and shut up. Don't speak. Just sit quietly. Is that easy, multitasking? Sit down and shut up. Just stay quiet. Hardest thing to do. But an Upanishadic student should need to do this. When we approach a teacher, the word Upanishad itself means going to a teacher and sitting down close to the teacher, meaning well-tuned, sit down with a quest to learn, with all eagerness to learn, without any preconceived notions, with an open mind, with humility, sit close to the teacher and learn. That's what is the meaning of Upanishad. Sit near a teacher, sit down near a teacher. That's it. That is the meaning. But when you elaborate, it means with an open mind, be ready to learn, but sit down. And who are qualified for Upanishads? Basically, people who have seen life to some extent, has experienced life to some extent, and have seen life and say, come on, there is something more in to this life than just existing, just going around collecting some material stuff, living a life, maybe, like helping few people here and there, raising a good family, settling them. There is more to life than this. Those who have reached that particular point, who is curious to know that there is more to life than just this routine, mundane or routine life one leads. Those who have that quest, they are the people the Upanishad addresses. That's why some of our books like Brahma Sutra, Narada Bhakti Sutra, these sutras start with the word atato. Atato bhaktim vyakya syamaha. Narada Rishi starts, therefore, let us inquire into the path of devotion. Let us discuss devotion. Therefore, that therefore indicates people who have seen life to some extent and are curious to know more about it, are eager to know, and they know this is not what they want in life. They want more. People who are set on a quest. Those who are set on a quest to know the truth, Upanishads are the most beautiful books for them. So here we have a Upanishad from Atharvana Veda, and this is not called as major Upanishad. Major in the sense the great acharyas like Shankara, Madhva, Ramanuja have not commented on it. It comes under the minor Upanishads. The major Upanishads are 10, which the great teachers have commented. They have written commentary on it. These are some of the Upanishads the great teachers did not comment upon. They were too busy people. Lot of work they had to do. So in that kind of work, they did not take up commenting on every Upanishad because there are thousands of Upanishads. But the theme of the Upanishad is not minor or major. The theme is the same. These great Mahatmas have not commented on it. So Amṛtabindu Upaniṣad, Amrta means nectar, bindu drops of nectar. And it's really beautiful that way. It's a very focused mind management kind of an Upanishads, which deals with the subject directly. So we will get into the Upanishads with the Shanti part. Let us get into the Shanti part. Bhadram Karnebi. Yeah, Parvati. Anand.
Yes, Swami.
Yeah.
She's just starting.
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमार्क्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
This is the invocation prayer, very, very universal, where the teacher and the student are invoking. And it goes this way: Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshavir Yajatra. Meaning, O God, the divine principle, may my ears listen to auspiciousness. Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Deva. What I hear, let it be auspicious. Let it be positive. What I see, let that also be auspicious. Let me listen to auspiciousness. Let me see auspicious things in my life. That means, please don't go to social media. Don't watch television. And particularly don't watch programs which happen after 9 p.m. If you want to listen anything auspicious, that is not the place. And there you will not get. Of course, there are good things, but if you are carried away with narratives dominating in the social media, then to find goodness would be very difficult. Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha. Let me listen. Let this be our honest prayer. Oh Lord, let only good things come to my ears. Let noble things come to my ears. People who come and talk to me, people who communicate with me, let them bring only good news. Let them bring only auspiciousness. Let them discuss with me only that which is worth. Let not trash reach me. Let my friends talk to me sense and not trash. Let my family members, my acquaintance, the people with whom I work, my colleagues, let them only bring good things to me. That which is noble, that which is positive, allow me to indulge only with positive, O Lord. Allow me to indulge only with auspiciousness, O Lord, whether it is through eyes or whether it is through ears. My eyes and ears, let them indulge only in good and the positive. This is very, very important, because this is where they are the gatekeepers through which a lot of things keep going in. And once they keep going in and in and in, and they keep registering, and then layers form. So here the teacher is telling us, invoke before your study or your day this way. Let this, only nobleness come to me, auspiciousness come to me. And with hale and healthy limbs, with hale and healthy, hearty limbs, may I live to admire you. What a beautiful line. May I live here to admire you. Swastina indro vriddha shravaha. And let Indra be pleased, let Surya be pleased, let Brihaspati be pleased, and let the bird Garuda be pleased. And when I live here, let me live here with hale and healthy, a long, full-fledged life in admiring you, O Lord, and doing something which is in line, in service with you. Look at the prayer. May I see only auspiciousness. May I hear only auspiciousness. May my limbs be healthy. And so that I can stay hale and hearty and give me the ability to admire you. Admiring the Lord is the most beautiful sadhana. Please remember, it's a most beautiful sadhana. What do? I admire the Lord. How? In various forms. The mountains, the rivers, the seas, the galaxies, hundreds of things, crores of things which are there. They are so beautiful. Let me admire them. When you start admiring the Lord, the distance reduces. Think. When you start admiring the Lord, when we start our journey by admiring the Lord, the distance between us and the Lord reduces. How? Because when you want to admire something, you want to possess it. All that which we admire, we would like to possess them. We would like to have them. We would like to keep it with us. That which we admire. When we start admiring the Lord, the urge in us becomes deeper that I want to go get him. I want to go get him. I want to have him. I need to experience divine. That quest becomes deeper. So keep me hale and healthy so that I can admire you. And give me a long life, whatever is the allotted life, full life, so that I am of some service to you. Oh Lord, allow me to do good things. So what I do benefits the world at large, which you have created, such a beautiful thing. Make me a useful instrument. For this I request Indra to bless me. For this I request Surya to bless me, Pushan. For this I request Brihaspati and Garuda. Now, Indra is the king of the senses, Indriyas. The king of the senses, mind. Let my mind bless me in my study. Let it cooperate. Let Surya bless me. The brilliance in me to grasp this subtle knowledge. Let that brilliance in me bless me so that I invoke the brilliance to understand the subtlety. And let Garuda bless me who moves swiftly. Garuda is a perfect instrument on whom Vishnu travels. Make me that instrument, O Garuda, like you, so that the Supreme travels through me. And may the teacher, Brihaspati, bless me. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May I have the blessings of these people. And may I live to admire you, O Lord, stay hale and healthy, and be of some service to you, and make me listen only to auspicious, and make me see only auspicious. This is what a Upanishadic prayer is. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 3 times. Most of you know it, so I'm making it very short. Adhyatmik, Adi-daivik, Adi-bhautik, 3 levels. The disturbance which comes to us, we get disturbed so many times, so often, so quickly. What are the sources that can throw hurdles and disturb us? What are the sources which can be an impediment for us to reach the Lord? What are the sources? The sources can be from the unknown. The sources can be from the known, and the sources can be from within. These are the areas where we can get disturbed completely. Adi-daivik, Adi-bhautik, Adhyatmik. Suddenly the natural phenomena can change their pattern. The tectonic plates can make a small shift, just a small shift, just a shake like that. Enough, what can happen to us? Let all these unknown, far away, be peaceful. And from the known, there can be curfew suddenly, and there can be, like now we have the pandemic which came to us. From the known sources, let there be peace. Let there not be any obstacles, oh Lord. Let me not be disturbed by the unknown, by the known, and from within. If those two are also pacified, my mind can play a ruckus. I request you that from within also I'm peaceful. This way I would like to study the Upanishad. Keep all these things at peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now, in a simple way to remember this is, when I talk to Balvihar children, I tell this. So I'm sharing that. How to remember this? Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik. So I tell them, keep it as WWF. WWF. Obstacles from far away, unknown. Obstacles from world around. Obstacles within. Obstacles within, W. Obstacles world around, W. And obstacles far away from unknown. So let WWF be at peace with me. Let this help me to move in my sadhana. This is the Shanti part. This should be your daily kind of a prayer. And if this we can be blessed with, or at least we develop strength to deal with these hindrances, these impediments, these disturbances which come from these three sources, let them be peace because I want to study. If it is not over, at least give me strength to deal with them. So that once I have strength, it is not a problem. It is a problem only when I see it as weak. When I am weak, it is a problem. When we become strong, that is not a problem. Then my study can be better. I can stay focused in my study. This is how the student and the teacher invoke. That is the Shanti part. And now let us get into the Upanishad straight away. This is one of the small Upanishads, and the mantras are really beautiful. We go into the Upanishad straight. Yeah.
Mano hi dvividam proktam shuddham cha shuddhameva cha ashuddham kama sankalpam shuddham kama vivarjitam.
Mano hi dvividam proktam shuddham ashuddhameva cha ashuddham kama sankalpam shuddham kama vivarjitam. The teacher says here, this Upanishad begins this way. Very, very beautiful, direct, simple. The Upanishad says, Manohi, mind is of two kinds. Shuddham, Ashuddham. Shuddham, pure. Ashuddham, impure. Mind is of two kinds, pure and impure. Ashuddham, Kama Sankalpam. The impure mind is full of desires. Kama Sankalpam is desire-oriented, desire-ridden. Shuddham Kama Vivarjitam. The mind, the pure mind, is free from selfishness, selfish desires. Mind is of two types, pure mind, impure mind. What is impure mind? Full of selfish desires. Desire-ridden, selfish desires mainly. And what is pure mind? Kama Vivarjitam. Shuddham Kama Vivarjitam. Mind without selfishness. Please remember, if we need to get ahead in our path, if we have to reach the higher levels of our evolution, purification of mind is a must, mandatory. Without it, we cannot go. So it is a mandatory. That's why it is always said, Antakarna Shuddhi is needed, Antakarna Shuddhi is needed. We need to purify ourselves, Antakarna Shuddhi. Antakarna Shuddhi can come when we learn to get the selfishness out of our way. Slowly, slowly, if we can get rid of it, we become pure. Simplest sadhana. When Antakarna Shuddhi happens, Mukti Sadhakam. We attain Mukti. We attain liberation. For that, purification of mind is necessary. To purify mind, we should get rid of selfishness. I'll read one quote. What Swami Tapovan Maharaj has to say in one of his letters. I don't want to paraphrase it, so I'm reading it directly. What makes an action good or bad is the absence or presence of selfishness. Direct, how Swami Tapovan Maharaj speaks. Selfishness makes an action sinful and impure. If one has no selfish considerations or motive for his action, why should he be affected by its success or failure? Why should he be anxious about its outcome? Leave off all selfish thoughts that defiles the mind. Make the mind sit and fix upon the feet of the Lord. Sit in a steady posture as far and as long as possible. Worship him regularly. Be like children, living in the present, worrying little about the past or the future. Convince yourself by proper thought that it is the peace of mind that is the highest pleasure, not even the status of Indra. A life of that kind is true spiritual life, blessed and blissful. It is coveted even by Indra. There are steps still higher than this. Daily, unbroken, steady, intense practice enables an aspirant to ascend to them. Now, Tapovan Maharaj says this very, very clearly. This is from his book, Guidance from the Guru. And the quote I read is from letter 5. The last paragraph of letter 5. If you have the book, it would be wonderful to get this book and go through these letters. They are so beautiful. What the Upanishad says, as the mind is of two types, he has simplified it here so beautifully. Tapovan Maharaj says here, what makes an action good or bad is the absence or the presence of selfishness. Selfishness makes an action sinful and impure. If one has no selfish considerations or motives for his action, why should he be affected by its success or failure? Why should he be anxious about its outcome? Leave off all selfish thoughts that defiles the mind. Now, this is what Swami Tapovan Maharaj has to say. Now, this is something which we should do, and this is practical. How do I get rid of selfishness? Step 1. Consciously commit to selfless work. Step 1. I have to get selfishness out. If selfishness in me is gone, my mind is pure. Pure mind is ready for liberation. So to purify my mind, I need to get selfishness, because that's what the rishis call as impure mind. So how do I do this? First, don't try to throw selfishness. That will not work. Commit to selfless work. Consciously take up some selfless work as prayer. Step 1. And most of you who are listening are part of our organization, Chinmaya Mission, or some related organizations. You have already got an opportunity to serve something selfless, because these organizations are there to reach out to people. So any seva done there is selfless. But do seva intelligently. That is important. Doing all kinds of things and thinking that a seva is rubbish. Seva should be benefit. That's why it should be selfless. So pick up some cause and commit to it. First step. To overcome selfishness, commit to a selfless cause and make sure that in a week you give some time for it. 3 hours in a week, 5 hours in a week, commit to selfless work. It would take you a long way. weak, I'm asking. Number one, this is one step. Number two, in your prayer, along with your selfish prayer, let us also add selfless prayers. I have to pray. When I pray for myself or the people who are very dear to me, to whom I'm attached to. I pray for them. That is a little expansion from you to somebody else. And there are people who love their nation. They expand to their nation. And there are people who love God. They expand to the universe. This is how it expands. So second step, first step, commitment to a selfless work, which will help you to get the selfish vasana also exhausted, transcend selfishness. It also gives a field to sublimate. So commitment to selfless work, that is called karma yoga. Not simply performing action. Performing selfless action is karma yoga without expecting any result in return. Just doing because it has to be done and doing it happily, karma yoga. So commit to selfless work, step one. Step two, in prayer, become selfless. How? We have in Chennai, we have opened a beautiful space, exclusive space for children, for prayer. In our Chinmaya Tarangini ashram, we have one place which is meant only for children. Children below 12. Anybody above 12 are not allowed into that space. It's a space meant only for below 12. And it is so lovely to see there when children come and the parents stand aside and they see the child going and praying. And we guide the children to pray there, which is something which we adults also should take up. In our daily prayer, child needs various different types of gods to connect. But for an adult, it can be a single god, but you can expand your prayer to 7 levels. We'll see what they are, because this will also be very, very helpful. There in our temple, we call it Kutis Koil. In other words, Bal Mandir, temple exclusive for children. They first come and they pray to Lord Ganesha, who removes the obstacles. So we tell the children, now here is Ganesha, this is the mantra you have to chant. And next to Ganesha, there is Vyasa. We tell them this is Vyasa who wrote Mahabharata. And for him to write Mahabharata, Ganesha broke his tusk and he started writing. That tusk adds beauty, and here, for a good cause, he was ready to drop anything. Ganesha started writing as Vyasa was dictating, and Ganesha removes obstacle. So please stay here and pray for yourself. Chant the mantra of Ganesha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, whatever you like, any mantra on Ganesha, chant 3 times only for you. Pray for yourself. Oh Lord, this is an obstacle in my life. Let this go, let that go. Pray for yourself. Once you do that prayer, the second place they go is through a sliding board. We take them to Krishna. So children go on a sliding board and they go down, and there is Krishna standing with Govardhan Giri. There we make the children sit and say, the second prayer is for your family members. Pick one of your family member, which you have to pray daily. So today you pick one. It could be a mom. Tomorrow it could be a dad. Day after tomorrow it could be a sister. Then brother, grandfather, grandmother, whatever. One of your family member. Chant this mantra of Lord Krishna and pray for the well-being of one of your family members. Pray sincerely. Second prayer. First, me. Second, my family. Third, they walk up from Govardhan Giri, which we have created there, and they walk up and they come to Lord Kartikeya, Subramanya, whom in South we call as Lord Murugan. So they come and pray to Kartikeya, and Kartikeya is commander-in-chief of gods. Deva Senapati. So he's the commander-in-chief of God. So we tell the children there, the third prayer, you take the name of Kartikeya thrice, pray for the army people who are serving your country, because of whom you are safe. Have that gratitude that someone there is standing in the sun and the rain and the snow and the heat, in all kinds of things, in zero temperature, minus 30, minus 40, in some extreme cases, minus 75. In that condition, people live there so that you and I can sleep peacefully. Have this gratitude because an unknown person is serving, and it is our duty to pray for them. The sense of gratitude is necessary because so many unknown people come and serve us. We can at least pray for them. So the third prayer, chant the name of the Lord thrice for the well-being of those people. So pick up one soldier about whom you have heard. For his well-being you pray, or for his family's well-being you pray. Pray for the well-being that the family doesn't have an untimely death. Pray. Third prayer is for the soldiers. 3. The fourth prayer, when they move out from Subramanya, we have Brahma and Saraswati. So we say, tell the child, now here, we ask them to chant Saraswati Namastubhyam, etc. We tell them, and then we say, now pray for your teacher. Remember, so many teachers we have in life. There was some teacher who taught you how to hold a pen, how to write E. You understand? The nursery class teachers, the nursery teachers, the PT teachers, the yoga teachers. How many teachers we had? Somebody taught you how to ride a motorcycle. Someone taught you how to ride a cycle. Someone taught you how to swim. Please don't forget that these are the people who have taught us something or other in life. So today, they may not even know, but you stand here as a gratitude, pray for that teacher. The fourth prayer is the teacher. So many teachers have helped us to what we are today, and there must be gratitude for it. Pray. The fourth prayer is for the teachers. The fifth prayer, because all these people have helped us in life. And the fifth prayer is our strength in the past was the joint family system we had. Cousins, cousin brothers, cousin sisters, uncle, aunt, niece, nephew, a large joint family. Today that has dwindled, and people are probably relying on colleagues, because even with neighbors, they are not friends now. And with colleagues, you can't have a good friendship. Very rarely people among colleagues will have a good friendship, because among colleagues, it's competition. Not many people transcend. So you really cannot, but no option that you have to be with them. So start connecting back to your cousins. Joint family. It's our old samskara we had. And that was the strength. You know that they can be far away, but that person is there for you. So now, here you start praying. Your fifth prayer is for your cousins. Aunt, uncle, grandniece, people like that, your cousins. Pray for your relatives. Fifth. That would be with Lakshmi and Vishnu. I'm talking about the root of the Bal Mandir which we have. There, standing in front of Lakshmi and Vishnu, these children pray for their family. Their cousins, etc. Then, the sixth one is Shiva Parvati. And there we tell them, now in front of Shiva Parvati, please pray. That is the sixth prayer. Pray for the people who have helped you in life. Who are the people? The person who cooks food for you. The maid who comes home and works. Pray for her. Pray for him. Pray for their children. It could be the barber who cuts your hair, where you go for a salon. Pray for that person. It could be the auto rickshaw driver around the corner. It could be anybody who has helped you. It could be laborers in your school who cleans the school, who gets the toilet clean. It could be the plumber who comes home and cleans it. Imagine without all this, the people not doing the scavenger work and all that, what would be our condition? And they have served. In a way, in many, many ways, they have served us. We must have gratitude, pray for them. One of the person whom you know, you pray for that person. That is the 6th prayer. The 7th prayer, pray for your friends. Where in our temple, they go to Ram. Ram was unconditional friend. He took Sugriva, he took Vibhishan, he took Guhan, the boatman. All of them as his friends. From different backgrounds, he took them. And so we say in front of Ram Parivar, there's Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Hanuman, Lavakush at that side with Valmiki. That's how we have designed the temple for children. So there we teach them a little bit about Valmiki, what was he and all that. But we tell them to pray for their friends. That is the 7th level. And then they go around a small mount which we have created where it is Om. We tell them to chant Om and say how that is the symbol or the base. God is one, forms are many, but that one God is represented as Om. Chant Om and go around. This is what we do. But basically why I'm connecting this to this verse is Manohi Dvividam Proktam Shuddham Ashuddham Evacha. Shuddham Kama Vivarjitam Ashuddham Kama Sankalpam. So if I have to purify my mind, for every selfish prayer, I add 6 selfless prayers. Imagine the ratio. What would be my expansion to the known people, to the people who I know, but I may not have acquainted with them, but I know that they are there doing some work for me. With a sense of gratitude, if we start praying this way, slowly, a thought goes inside, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is divine. If that has to happen, it has to happen from our prayer. So 7 types of prayer. You can pray, you can take the same mantra, say it twice, because here in a temple, we took them through different deities so that we want to tell them about Hindu culture, what this deity represents, what is Krishna representing, what is Kartikeya representing, what is Brahma Vishnu, what is Brahma Vishnu Shiva, what is Parvati, Saraswati and Lakshmi. We need to tell them. Therefore we did. But in your prayer, if you're sitting there, even for 5 minutes, chant thrice. It could be, let us say you're praying to Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya thrice for yourself. Next 3 times chant Om Namah Shivaya for one of your family members. After that, pray for the soldiers or their family. Thrice you chant for them. The 4th one, chant for your teacher. 5th one to your cousins, brothers, etc. 5th one to the people who have helped you in life. 6th one is for the cousins, etc. 7th one to your friend. Expand. This way, if we bring selflessness into our prayer, purification happens fast. And children also have to be told that grow with this gratitude because the whole world is supporting us. So that we start feeling that this is one unit and I have to do my best. So the prayer here has to be that way. So for every selfish prayer, we add 6 selfless prayers. This is expansion. So first is committing to selfless work. Second, in your prayer, put all these people in your prayer. It may take 5 minutes, it may take 10 minutes. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It can be less than a minute too. But your intense feeling in invoking the Lord for their blessing is what will purify you. And this is a samskara which we are bringing in our temple. When people come to the temple, the children go through and the children go and tell the parents what they have learned. And the parents also slowly pick up saying, oh my God, there is prayer like this. So this will help us to purify. So the mind purification is this. 3rd one. The duty which we have to perform in life. All of us have different duties. By the roles we play in life, those duties dedicated to the Lord. Don't do it as yours. Do it as His. Oh Lord, you have provided this family. This belongs to you. You have provided me with these responsibilities. This belongs to you. I am taking care of what you have provided. This is my way of invoking you with that spirit too. Even if the people the Lord has placed in front of you are not grateful to you, doesn't matter. The Lord has placed them in front of you. It is your duty. Therefore, let us do our best. Let's give our best. In prayer and in serving, what we can do. Even if the other person is not very grateful, we should still do it. Even if the other person doesn't respect, in your prayer include. We expand by that. So the duty which we have to perform has to be converted to prayer. Why? It is provided by Him. Now these 3 steps can help us to purify our mind. Mind is of 2 types, pure, impure. Pure mind is without selfishness, impure mind full of selfishness. How do I transcend selfishness? Once I drop selfishness, I become closer to God. To drop selfishness, these 3 steps we can try. Committing to a selfless work, number 1. Number 2, pray for the 7 levels which we discussed. 7 people with whom we interact, pray for them. Third, the daily regular duty, make it a prayer. For the rest of your life, whatever time is left, let's start doing our little work which we are doing at home, little work which we do as our duty. Change it, change the mindset to prayer. And you see how beautifully you do it. You enjoy without expecting any return. But it's your prayer. God, I have done what I can do. You give, that is your prasad. I am not demanding anything from you. Because why? That is not even mine, it is yours. I'm just serving. So without expectation, this comes. These are easy ways the mind can become pure. When mind becomes pure, antakarna shuddhi has happened. Then we are not far from realization. We would be fit, qualified to get there. Continuing, we go into the next mantra, mantra 2.
मन एव मनुष्याणां कारणं बन्धमोक्षयोः बन्धाय विषयासक्तं मुक्तं निर्विषयं स्मृतम्.
Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Similar verse we see in the Gita also. Mind alone is the friend, mind alone is the enemy. Mind alone causes bondage, mind alone causes liberation. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mind alone is the cause for people's bondage, and also the mind cooperates in liberating. Bandhaya vishayasaktam. When attached to the objects, when mind is attached, here is so beautiful. Bandhaya vishayasaktam. When mind is attached to the objects, it is bondage. When mind is detached to the objects, it leads to liberation. Very simple. Look at the verse. Mind is the cause for bondage. Mind is the cause for liberation. That mind which is attached to objects keeps us in bondage. That mind which is free from attachment to the objects liberates us. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. We have to stay extremely alert here. When we are dealing with various objects in the world, we have to be very, very careful. Because the bondage begins here, being attached to objects and to people. When we get attached to them, please understand the bondage begins there. We can do a lot of things to the people without being attached. Without being attached, we can do a lot of things to people. We can really serve them well, take care of them well without being attached. Are you joking? Is this really possible? Can this ever happen? Something like that? Yes, it can. Look at the wise people whom we admire, like my guru, Swami Chinmaya. He loved. And his love was so genuine. But never was he attached to any one of us. Independent he was, he went around loving. Lived alone, loved everybody. Not once he needed a shoulder to lean and lament. That was it. Wherever he went, he did. And he had work. He lived in this world, worked with us, worked so much, showed us how to work, showed us how to love, showed us how to be impartial, showed us how to be detached. And it is possible. With such a huge organization, with so many people around, he served everybody, but not once he was attached to anyone. So we can do our work without being attached. Mind alone is the cause for bondage. Mind alone is the cause for liberation. That mind is with this, which is attached, keeps us in bondage. That mind which is free from attachment liberates us completely. So where do I begin? How do I practically do this? Consciously start telling what you have is not yours. Consciously. Every now and then you keep saying, what I have is not mine. It is provided. First that mine, that feeling goes, attachment becomes less. Then what happens? I am here to take care of it as best as I can. I will do. Let me do that as best as I can, but it is not mine. It is his. That thought should be very clear. So whatever we have, start feeling. See it really. Is it yours? Or is it a delusion in which you live? It is yours. What is yours? It can't be ours that way. This selfishness and this feeling of mine, that is the biggest Maya. Tulsidas ji points this out in Rama Gita. When Lakshman puts few questions to Rama, when Lakshman asks few questions, what is bhakti, what is vairagya, what is Maya, what is knowledge, like Lakshman asks various questions and Rama answers. And when it comes to Maya, Rama says, this feeling of I and mine is Maya. Please understand, a powerful statement. Me and mine is Maya. This is mine. That is where Maya sits. So where do I find Maya? I can understand where is Maya resting. Maya rests with this feeling called mine. That's where Maya sits. Is it yours? Ask yourself this question. Sit quietly, analyze. I claim this is mine. Is it mine? I can give you analysis to prove logically how it is not yours, but I want you to think. Things which you possess, which you have right now with you, are they yours or are they provided to be with you for a while? This question should become clear. Everything around me, including me, is it something which is provided for a while to be around me? Or is it really something I own? Become clear about it. Then I know what is there is provided. There's a Tamil poet called Subramanya Bharati. This Subramanya Bharati wrote a beautiful poem on fire. Fire, Agni. He says he picked up a small piece of fire. So small piece of fire, you call it baby fire. Okay, small piece of fire. And he put that fire into a place of dry wood. And the entire wood went into flames. Now in this flames, is there a baby fire? Can you separate? Flame is the same. Is there a senior fire? And this is baby fire, and this is senior fire. There is distinction. Senior, junior, elder, younger in the fire. Once the forest is in flame, where is baby fire? Or a matured fire? Nothing. Fire is fire. Same way as Atma. This is what he's trying to tell us. Atma is the same. You and I are the same. With this body, what we have an age, we have a form, we have a gender. Once we are out of this body, Atma doesn't have a form, doesn't have an age, neither a gender. Ageless, genderless, Jiva, you and I. With the body, there is age, elder, younger, man, woman. These things come with reference to the body. And once Atma is disconnects the body, there is nothing. In that Atma, there is no either gender. You can't call Atma man, woman. No. This Atma is young, that Atma is old. No. Atma is same. Consciousness is same. Divinity is the same. So who is young, who is old? When they occupy a body, they occupy. Once we are out of the body, there's nothing. So to make claim, these are my people, these are all a play in which you have to perform your duty as best as you can. That's all. Without owning. If we learn this today, the things which are there, let me serve them without owning. Because there is nobody young or old. That is all with reference to the body. My child. No, the child, this Jiva already existed. Only body was created. And we are not the body. We have a body. So if we are clear about this part, then we won't own. We can have and we won't own. That is the way to liberate. That is the way to freedom. Please understand. Mind is the cause for bondage. Mind is the cause for liberation. What causes bondage? The Rishi says very clearly, Bandaya Vishaya-saktam. Attachment, bondage. What is it? He says, when attached to objects, it leads to bondage. Muktam. It becomes free when it is detached to the objects. When free from objects, it leads to liberation. Mind is the cause for bondage. Mind is the cause for liberation. Mind devoid of attachments, one is free. Mind full of attachments, we are bound. We are attached. We are stuck. And we remain there that way. So this is something which we have to keep in mind. Mind is of two types, pure, impure, that we discussed the first mantra. 3 steps. Selfless goal, commit to a selfless work. Pray for 7 kinds. And then your duty should become prayer. Second, if I see various things I'm attached to, I feel this is mine, mine, mine. Analyze. That's an illusion. It is something provided for you to have it for a while, to have and don't be attached to it. To have and don't possess. That is freedom. I have and I possess, bondage. So what is bondage? Attachment to objects. What is freedom? To have and not to be attached to it is freedom. And it's a joy to conquer that attachment. It's such a joy. And I have conquered one by one. So if we are looking at it, start looking at conquering attachment. That's a big, big step. And the mantra clearly says that is freedom. A mind which has conquered attachment is a mind which is absolutely free. More of this we will take up tomorrow and day after. There are 22 mantras, so maybe tomorrow we will extend the class by 10 more minutes more. So we may go up to from 6:30 to 7:40, 7:45, because we have just seen 2 mantras. There are 20 more, so 10 we have to cover. So we'll take a little extra time and we'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you for those nectar drops of the timeless truths. Request Ravi to please share a quick announcement before we can wrap up for today. We have a wonderful lineup of programs coming up for this Navaratri, and that is what we are going to be showing you today. It's a beautiful set of programs structured around Vahanas and gods, the Panchabhutas, and much more. And here is a particular time when you're going to be looking at some of the wings of Chinmaya mission, taking up each of these. Ravi, can you please share the poster?
Can you just send it?
It is already there, Ravi.
Anand, that's fine. We can show
That's
them.
fine.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Ravi. So thank you so much, Swamiji, and thank you all for coming in. We will meet at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow for more of these beautiful nectars of wisdom.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you, everyone. Harihi Om.
Adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram hridayam madhuram gamanam madhuram madhuradipaterakilam madhuram madhuram hridayam madhuram gamanam madhuram madhuradipaterakilam madhuram madhuram adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram